Today is the full moon ceremony. All members of the Wigner pack, along with the elders, have come to our mansion to celebrate together. But I wasn't invited, even as Leon's Luna. I was in the storage room with a report from the midwife in my hand. I was pregnant with 3 pups. This was supposed to be a surprise for Leon, until I heard Leon talking with his friend Demon just now. Demon asked, "Are you sure you won't let your Luna join this party?" "My Luna is just a party bomber. She'll only ruin tonight's atmosphere." "I heard Lisa is back. What do you think she'll do when she finds out you married her twin sister? But I wonder, between the twins, which one do you prefer?" Demon laughed. "Carla is just a substitute for Lisa, you know. She will even die for me. But she's useless. I'll leave her soon." Even the money for his party came out of my pocket. I brought in over $20 million in profits each year with my Wolfsbane antidote formula. I was the one kept this company running, and still, I wasn't even invited to his party. He was thinking about how to get rid of me. I covered my mouth to stop myself from sobbing. I pulled myself together 5 minutes later, and left this party. I could feel that 3 strong heartbeats in my belly. "My pups, mommy is sorry. I have to leave your father, Wolf. My Luna's coronation ceremony was only 5 days away. By that time, I would have already taken my triplets away and leave him forever. I was supposed to be formally introduced as Leon's the Luna in 5 days. He had been holding off on this for so long, and it wasn't until last month that he finally agreed to hold the ceremony for me. I had waited for this day for ages, to become his official Luna. But now I finally understand why he had put it off for so long. He still hadn't gotten over Lisa. Then I drove my Maserati all the way to the private dock. I wrote a letter on parchment, a note of farewell, and held a bottle of Wolfsbane in my hand. I placed a hand on my belly. I knew there were 3 pups growing inside me. I haven't told anyone yet. I had meant to tell Leon, but I didn't expect him to care about them anymore. I took my small yacht out to the middle of the sea. The air was cold. Not a single boat was in sight. My tears streamed down my cheeks and quickly soaked the fabric over my belly. I stared at it and whispered, "My poor little ones, what should I do?" In that moment, I suddenly felt 3 tiny lives move within my belly. Impossible as it seemed, it was as if I could feel their wolf paws gently comforting me from the inside, reminding me they were always there, always with me. I opened my eyes and my hand trembled. The bottle of Wolfsbane slipped and fell to the floor. What was I doing? I couldn't die. I wasn't alone anymore. I had to live, for these pups. By the time I returned to our mansion, it was nearly midnight. Leon's Bentley was parked in the garage, so I knew he was back from the party. I wiped my eyes and walked inside. "Carla, why are you back so late? Where were you?" Leon asked. He stepped toward me with what seemed like genuine concern for me. "I thought you had come home early to prepare my midnight snack. Haven't you made it yet?" I looked at him and said, "Didn't you already eat at the party?" He was a bit shocked. "Oh right. Also, Lisa's back in town." Lisa, my twin sister. She had always been our parents' pride, their favorite pup. I, on the other hand, had always been seen as a useless Omega. Our family had a bloodline of warriors, but I was the only Omega, a shame to the bloodline, as my parents used to whisper behind my back. They had refused to pay for me to attend the Any Good Academy, then secretly sent me to a werewolf orphanage. It was actually a boarding school full of pups that no one wanted. They never contacted me again for years. "Carla." Leon's voice pulled me back. "Did you hear me?" "Yes," I said. "Lisa has invited us to her party. She is working as a researcher at the Werewolf Academy now. She is so kind, trying to fix your relationship with your family. Why can't you be more like her?" I said nothing. "What's the point? Are you going to the party or not?" I nodded. "I'll go." Leon looked satisfied with my answer. He leaned in to kiss me. I turned my head and his lips fell on my cheek. I already felt sick. I pushed him away and said, "I'm tired. I'm going to bed." Leon was known as the strongest hunter in the pack, a true alpha leader. He was also known as the founder of our healing business. I have been his Luna for 3 years. Gradually, we grew apart. I always hoped that carrying his 3 pups might change his attitude toward me, But all of this is meaningless. He meant nothing to me. I looked at the invitations posted in the pack announcement. I was excited about it. I had even set a reminder on my phone to mark that important day, the day I would become his official Luna. Until today, the reminder became a countdown to the day I would be done with Leon. I would leave him, taking the triplets with me. As I turned to leave, Leon wrapped his arms around me from behind, his chest pressed against my back. I felt a warm and familiar scent. Don't be so selfish. Everyone around you loves you, but you're always so self-centered. You need to change, be more like Lisa. I closed my eyes, holding back tears. Be more like Lisa? No matter what, Leon still loved her. Always had. I pushed him away and went back to the bedroom. 2 days later, Leon took me back to my parents' villa. He pulled me close, and I could feel his breath as he looked down at me. Don't embarrass me today, he said. And don't make Lisa look bad. He kissed my cheek. As soon as he pulled away, I wiped the spot clean. This party was supposed to welcome Lisa home and celebrate her new role as a healing treatment researcher at the Werewolf Academic. But Lisa and I had never been close. She had invited me only to humiliate me. I knew her too well, my own twin sister. I stood in the crowd, watching Lisa holding Leon's hand as they were mates. Soon I'll be the healing consultant for Leon's company, she said. So some of the less qualified werewolves can step aside. Lisa looked straightly at me. Leon smiled. Leon knew nothing about the healing business or running a company. The truth was, the company's initial $1 million startup fund had come from my herbal formulas. As the business grew, somehow all the credit had shifted to him. In my eyes, Leon and Lisa were perfect for each other. They could use each other. None of this had anything to do with me. In 3 days, I would finally escape this sinking boat. Then he would see if Lisa could help his company. I scanned the room for my parents, only to hear they had grown seriously ill and moved abroad, after they tried the herbal potion Lisa made, so they weren't here. Lisa, in a sexy gown, raised her champagne glass. Another happy thing today, my twin sister, who has avoided our family for years, has finally stepped back into this house. I want her to know she is always a part of us. The crowd stared at me, shocked by her words. This was exactly what she wanted. The lights dimmed, and a projector flickered on. Next, a little surprise I prepared for my dear sister, Lisa announced. My heart shattered as the screen lit up. It was footage of me at 13, surrounded by homeless pups in the boarding school. I was bullied. Then it cut to me at 18, working in a werewolf tea house, harassed by a drunk customer. I had to kneel to pick up the shards of broken glass by hands. These memories she had edited together were nothing but a humiliation. This was why she had called me here, to make me become a joke in the pack. I truly admire you, my twin sister. How did you manage it? Cheers, welcome home. She held out a champagne glass. My fingers felt colder than the champagne itself. I tried to leave, but she spoke again. Do you hate me, Carla? Her eyes were filled with tears, and her voice was overly dramatic. We're family, but you never contacted me, never even checked on Mom and Dad. I know you think I stole them from you, but why do you think that? When Mom was sick, you never visited. I was the one by her bedside, night after night. You just ran from our family. I opened my mouth to speak, but a hand pulled me aside. It was Leon. He patted my shoulder, smiling at the crowd. Carla's still working on this. She is here today, isn't she? When she's ready, I'll take her to apologize to her parents. He signaled the band to play, and music filled the room. He looked at me as if seeking praise, but I felt nothing. He knew how my parents had abandoned me, yet he had said something like that to the crowd. I turned and stepped out onto the balcony to breathe. Lisa followed me. You look beautiful today, she said. That dress, Mom gave it to you, didn't she? She said you could wear it on your mating ceremony. Too bad, she told me she would never attend the mating ceremony of a worthless Omega. Like you. I clenched my fists. She went on. Everyone said we were twins, but look at us. I'm a skilled healer now, and you're just a useless Omega. Were you miserable all these years? We all know you're ungrateful. You donated money to that boarding school to upgrade their facilities, but you never sent a cent to your own family. How stupid can you be? I earned that money myself, I said, struggling to stay calm. What I do with it is none of your business. Funny you say that, she smirked. Do you know how I got those videos? Who told me all your little secrets? Only one person knew them. It was your precious alpha mate, Leon. Did you know how he describes you? As a boring toy to be played with. Her words cut like knives, hurting my heart. But she wasn't done. She stepped closer and whispered, You think he married you because he loved you? You were just a substitute of me. I was studying abroad, and since you're my twin sister, he was obsessed enough to settle for you. Deep down, I knew she was telling the truth. I took a deep breath. Only 3 days left. No need to get angry with something like this. I stayed silent, but she lifted my chin with a finger. Dear sister, do you know where your alpha will be tonight? He's coming to my place. He'll kiss me, hold me and sleep with me, just like we used to. Did you really think he was traveling every anniversary? He was with me. Every single time. My body froze. The champagne glass slipped from my hand, shattering on the floor. So that was why he always left on our anniversaries. I thought it was a coincidence. But he was with Lisa, then returned to me as if nothing had happened. I shook my head. If you want him so badly, you can have him. I don't care. Remember that lavender nightgown he gave you? Didn't you notice my scent on it? It was his gift to me, bought in Paris. I wore it many times when we slept together. I wrapped it up and asked him to give it to you as an inside joke. He really did that. I stumbled, nearly falling. That strange smell on the gown. I remembered. Now I knew. It was Lisa's. I feel extremely disgusted. They used my money to stay in the most luxurious hotel, and buy that gown. Then sent it to me just to humiliate me. I remembered Leon said, Carla, you're my only Luna forever. Lies, all lies. Lisa's eyes glinted with triumph. I'm going to replace you. I'll be his new Luna. And I'll destroy you. A sudden wave of nausea hit me, and I tried to vomit but nothing came up. I looked up at Lisa. If I didn't know your body was ruined, I would almost think you're pregnant. I knew you become practically infertile. As soon as you found out, Leon ran to tell me. He's the alpha and a billionaire. He needs an heir. A worthless omega like you, who can't even carry his pups, is nothing to him. I trembled with rage. Lisa said, Don't worry, dear sister. When I carry his pup, I'll be sure to tell you. Our child will be the heir. She pushed me. Blood rushed to my head and I raised my hand. I slapped her. Lisa stumbled backward and fell to the floor. How dare you hit me? Carla, are you insane? Before I could speak, Leon teleported over. He held Lisa into his arms and patted her back gently. What's wrong with you, Carla? She's your twin sister. His voice was soft to Lisa. Are you okay? Lisa shook her head. Carla is just upset. She probably doesn't like having me as family. I opened my mouth to argue, but a crowd had gathered, their stares and whispers cutting into me. Leon lifted Lisa into his arms and headed for her bedroom. Carla, come with us, he ordered, as I started to turn away. I hesitated. If I left them alone, the gossip would only get worse, and as the Luna, I couldn't let that happen. So I followed them into the bedroom. Leon laid Lisa on the bed. Do you have any herbs for the pain? She asked. Leon turned to me and yelled. Go get her herbs. You've ruined the party. Now make it right. Fix this for Lisa. My heart felt more betrayed than hurt. Leon had been lying to me and using me. Now he was ordering me around like a servant. Lisa's wearing heels, he said. Take them off for her. Make her comfortable. I shook my head. I won't. I'd rather die than do that. I'm not her servant. Suddenly Leon shoved me hard. I fell to the floor and my head hit the wood. A sharp pain shot through my belly. Lisa is my true love, he said. Can't you even do this small thing for her? She's also your family. A warm trickle spread between my legs. I don't feel well. My belly, Lisa interrupted me. Her eyes were so innocent as she turned to Leon and said, Don't blame her. She just doesn't like me. She glanced at me in a deliberate and cruel way. We're twins. But I was loved by our parents. Mom was ashamed to even mention her. She's a stain on our bloodline. So different from me. Shut up, I whispered. Leon looked at me with anger and said, Enough. You're the one who needs to shut up. You're about to become my official Luna in 3 days. How could you do this to Lisa? Lisa held Leon's hand. Don't misunderstand Carla. She's just jealous. She wants to be me. Nausea and a splitting headache washed over me, but the worst pain was in my belly. I looked down, and I saw a dark stain spreading across my dress. It was blood. I reached down. A lot of blood. But neither of them seemed to notice. Leon looked a bit shocked when he saw the blood. Carla, what is going on? But suddenly, Lisa let out a painful scream from the bed. Leon turned to hold Lisa tightly and said, Are you okay, Lisa? Lisa nodded, but her eyes darted to me. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I shouldn't have invited Carla back. This is all my fault. Leon finally turned to me and said, If you want this to be over, you'll apologize to Lisa properly. Otherwise, you'll regret it. His words weren't a request to a mate. They were an alpha's command to a member of the pack. This was the werewolf I had funded with my own savings, the werewolf I had supported from nothing to a billionaire, and the alpha. I was the one by his side. And he demanded I apologize to Lisa, the same she-wolf who had abandoned him when he was poor. I didn't mean to start a fight. I don't want things to be awkward between us. She looked at me as if I were the unreasonable one, then stood from the bed. I'm fine now. I'll leave you two alone. She walked out, and Leon followed without hesitation. Carla, you've disappointed me, he said, not even glancing back. I grabbed Leon by his leg and begged, Leon, I'm in a lot of pain now. Can you take me to the healing center? Before I could even finish, Leon said, You need to go home and rest. I have to go comfort Lisa first. I'll come home to find you once I'm done here, okay? But don't wait up tonight. He gently pulled my fingers away from his leg and left. I stumbled toward the villa's exit, only to realize I had left my phone behind. I went back to the bedroom, and through the door, I heard Leon's voice. Do you know how long I've waited for this? He murmured. Lisa giggled. But Leon, can't you hide your mating mark? It makes me think of my sister. He chuckled. No. The taboo is part of the thrill. Then I heard the sound of their kisses. Do you really love her? Lisa asked. Drop it, Leon said. Only with you do I feel alive. You're the Luna I want. I want to have your pup, Lisa purred. Give you a true heir. Their moans mingled with the creak of the bed. The last remaining shreds of my feelings for Leon had been completely shattered. He betrayed our mate bond with my twin sister. I thought back to how he had been back before Lisa returned. Every tender kiss he had given me was a lie. I took off the necklace he had given me at our mating ceremony and hung it on the bedroom doorknob. I whispered, Leon, from now on, Lisa could take my place as your Luna, and you two could have your own heirs. In 3 days at that Luna's coronation ceremony, your Luna can be any she-wolf, but not me. Starting today, I wouldn't be your mate anymore. I reject you as my mate. Don't even try to find me or the triplet pups. It's over between us for good. A sharp pain shot through my wrist. Our mate bond mark glowed with a silvery light. Then it vanished. I knew Leon and Lisa were too caught up right now he wouldn't even notice at all. As I ran away from that bedroom, their voices still followed me, like they were impossible to shake off. My heart ached terribly, but the bleeding hadn't stopped. It was raining heavily outside. The guests were waiting for the rain to stop, but I walked right into it. As if in this way, I could make a clean break with Leon. I left the villa quickly. 3 years ago, Leon had been poisoned with a rare wolfsbane. I had transfused my blood into him to keep him alive. The treatment ravaged my body, but I didn't care. When he woke, our company accounts were frozen. He refused help from any other packs. So I returned to my healing business. I was doing a special treatment I had learned from my boarding school's headmaster. I had healed every werewolf who came, draining my energy to earn money. By the time I handed him a $5 million check, he had smiled like a pup and hugged me. Thank you, Carla. You're everything. He never even asked where the money came from. I could never love him again. I would take my pups far from him. By the time I returned to our mansion, The sky was nearly bright. I checked my bleeding. Luckily, as a healer, I recognized it wasn't severe. I took some herbs to protect the pups, then lay flat. I tried to avoid further stress. I needed rest. Before I could fall asleep, I heard heavy footsteps echoed through the room. Leon was back. He tossed his coat and clothes carelessly on the floor and poured a whiskey. Tonight was boring, he said. I stayed with Lisa for a bit, then came back. All because of you. I had to waste time comforting your sister for you. He was still acting, as if nothing had happened with Lisa. As if their intimacy meant nothing. His voice made my stomach turn again, or maybe it was my morning sickness. I jumped up and rushed to the toilet. I had eaten nothing all day, so there was nothing to bring up. I couldn't let this go on. My pups wouldn't suffer because of Leon and Lisa. I forced myself to the kitchen, and took the food from the fridge. I had to eat something. Leon didn't even bother to ask me about it. I pulled out my phone and called an old friend from boarding school, now a top lawyer. Can you draft a divorce agreement? I asked. Are you sure? She replied. Yes. As soon as possible. The next morning, I woke to a large bouquet of hydrangeas on my nightstand. My favorite. I knew Leon's game. When he couldn't be bothered to apologize, he bought flowers. I ignored them and went to the living room. Leon followed, placing the flowers in front of me. You embarrassed our pack yesterday, he said. Tomorrow you'll apologize to her properly. I stared at him silently. He frowned. What's this about? I had too much to drink last night. Did you find out something? He was testing if I knew about Lisa and him. How classic. Only 2 days before he officially introduced me as his Luna, he tried to test if I had found out about his affair with my twin sister. I felt I had made the right decision to leave him. Just apologize to Lisa, and this can all be over, he added. I forced a smile. Sure. Will that make you both happy? He nodded. That was all he cared about. I have another request, he said. The night after tomorrow, I'll invite Lisa and some friends over. You'll apologize, and then you're good at werewolf barbecue, right? Cook for everyone. Lisa will forgive you then. Memories of him and Lisa together flashed in my mind. I felt sick again. I just smiled. I could see that Leon thought I agreed to his request. Later, I heard him in the guest room. I was outside listening to his call. Lisa, honey, he said. I told you. She doesn't know a thing. I tested her this morning. Tomorrow night, you and the others can come over. I'll find an excuse to send her away. You said you loved our mansion, didn't you? We'll celebrate our love here. I felt no pain. I felt nothing. This mansion, once my haven with my alpha mate, was just an empty shell, filled with betrayal and lies. I was utterly exhausted that night. I slept so deeply that I didn't notice when Leon climbed into bed. When I woke, he was facing away from me. I placed a hand on my belly, feeling the steady heartbeats of the 3 pups. A sense of calm washed over me. At least I still had them. Tomorrow would be the Luna's coronation ceremony, but I wouldn't be there. I spent the day packing my bags and moving them into my car. By the time the midnight bell rang, I had just finished packing. The reminder on my phone for the Luna's coronation ceremony went off. I turned it off and deleted it. It was the time I left Leon, and this whole mess behind. I glanced around the mansion one last time. There was nothing left here for me. I didn't even bother to call Leon. I simply left the keys on the table and walked away. The werewolf I had once loved so much was now irrelevant. From now on, my life would be just me and my 3 pups. I'll take care of you, be the best mother wolf I can. You'll be happy. I took a taxi to a healing center. I finally saw the headmistress of my old boarding school, Lily. She had been like a mother wolf to me, who still worried about me. As soon as I stepped into her room, she pulled me into a tight hug. You're here, she said softly. In that moment, all my sorrow poured out. I cried. She held me, and her voice was so gentle. How could they treat you like this, my pup? What did you go through? I'm leaving here, I said. Forever. Without hesitation, she replied. I'll go with you. I had already asked my lawyer to sort through my assets, ensuring I took everything that belonged to me. She had also arranged for our departure abroad. But before leaving, there was one last thing to do. I called my friend Nora, whom I had recommended for the position of a vice president at Leon's company. Finally, she said. Are you okay? I'm fine, I said. I've decided to leave Leon. Can you do something for me? Nora sighed. You've finally made up your mind. Whatever it is, I'll support you. I've mailed you a box, I said. Make sure you give it to him in public. It's his anniversary gift. Inside the box, there were all the files from my lawyer's investigation. It turned out that Leon did years of money laundering in my name. There were also proofs of his embezzlement of company funds, receipts for his and Lisa's luxury hotel stays, and evidence of their affair. Lisa was also having many affairs with different werewolves on the side. On top, I placed the midwife's report confirming I was pregnant with 3 pups. I heard that at the Luna's coronation ceremony, Leon and the whole pack waited for me for 5 hours before realizing I was gone. His first reaction wasn't concern but anger. He called me countless times, used every resource to search for me, even sent people to find me. I deleted all his voicemails without even listening. But it wasn't until Nora brought the box to the company's board meeting and told him to open it that he finally understood. When Leon opened the box, he froze. He stared at the bills, the evidence of his crime and the document of my investment withdrawal. Then he saw the midwife's report on top. Carla's pregnant with triplets? 3 pups? He was stunned. Nora said, You'll never see those pups. And all your illegal activities? They've been reported. You're finished. In that moment, Leon collapsed. 7 months later, on a quiet night, Leon sat in the same mansion. The woman by his side was no longer Carla, but Lisa. He still couldn't forget Carla. A private detective had sent photos from Barcelona. In one photo, Carla was pushing a stroller with 3 pups and smiling. She looked genuinely happy. Leon thought the pups looked just like him. Why hadn't she told him she was pregnant? He couldn't understand why she had left alone, given birth to their pups in Barcelona, and never called. He missed her a lot. But she had cut off all contact with him. Lisa put her arms around him. Have a drink and stop frowning. Leon shoved her away. Get away from me. Don't touch me. Lisa's eyes narrowed. Is this because of those photos? You're still doubting if my pup is yours. Shouldn't I be? Leon asked. If this pup isn't mine when it's born, you, the pup, and its bastard father will all disappear. Fear flickered in Lisa's eyes. Just then a servant knocked. Alpha, the city's best midwife, has arrived. The midwife entered. She was gifted. She placed a hand on Lisa's belly and her palm glowed. Then she took Leon's hand, pressing it to hers. Closing her eyes, she seemed to sense something. Suddenly, she pulled back and opened her eyes. Sorry, my Alpha, I must be honest, she said. As a gifted midwife, I can see a pup's origins through my touch. Miss Lisa is pregnant, but this pup shares no blood with you. Your energy and the pups are completely unrelated. She paused, then added, But I've felt your energy before. It matches the triplets of a mother I treated. You're their father wolf. The mother's name was Carla. Do you know her? Leon froze. He turned to Lisa, who tried to flee, but he grabbed her. He slammed her against the wall. Whose pup is this? You think everyone's loyal to you? How many of them secretly want me? Leon thought of his bodyguards, drivers, warriors he couldn't tell. You have me, yet you still want Carla. She doesn't want you. Who do you think you are? You want both of us? In your dreams. Leon flipped a crystal table, with a surge of alpha strength. Crystal shards scattered, and under the table he spotted the box Carla had left him. He picked up the midwife's report. No, Carla will come back. I'm their father wolf. She's my 1 inch. True Luna. Here. Only then did he realize how much he loved Carla, and how he destroyed it all. Since moving to this new city, my mood has changed. My life has gradually gotten back on track. No longer did I worry daily about Leon or our healing company. Here I've opened my own independent studio, where many celebrities and alphas from different packs seek my healing treatments. Thanks to my Wolfsbane antidote formula, my collaboration with another company yields profits at least 5 times what I earned before. Leon has tried to contact me several times, but I've blocked his number and refused all communication. A werewolf like him would only hold me back. I remember years ago, my original wolfsbane formula could have partnered with multiple companies, making it accessible to more werewolves, which would have made me a renowned healer. But back then, Leon insisted I focus on my housewife duties. He took my formula. Though it brought profits our company, he stole all the credit. At night he would hold me and say, "Darling, it's not that I don't support you, but as a housewife, you don't need the spotlight as a healer." Later, I discovered he had given my formula to Lisa to enter a healer competition, making her a famous researcher and healer. I cried all night when I found out Lisa had become the herbal contest champion. After that, I never provided Leon with any new formulas, but the old ones alone were enough to support the entire pack and the company. Now, I could spend my days helping Lily with her rehabilitation and building my own herbal brand. What was more unexpected was meeting a werewolf who supported my dreams. We crossed paths near my home. I was treating Lily in the nearby forest, and after we rested quietly, Henry was hunting nearby. After several encounters, he finally approached me and said, "You don't belong here." "Then where do I belong?" I asked. "To yourself," he replied. "No werewolf should define you." I later learned he was a famous alpha, owning dozens of banks and leading the largest pack in Europe. Yet he often walked to my home and took my pups to run in the grass. He didn't mind that I've already had 3 lovely pups. "Your pups are like you," he says. "How I treat you is how I treat them. They mean everything to me too." For the first time, I felt someone didn't want to control or use me. He respected me and wanted to help me become the werewolf I wanted to be. When I told him I dreamed of opening my own healing center, to let my wolfsbane antidote save werewolves from the threat of wolfsbane, he took me to the most upscale office building in the city a week later. "Is this enough?" he asked. "This can be your healing center." Seeing my name on the sign of the healing center filled me with pride. It was the first time I had my own career, becoming the healer I had dreamed of. Until one day, a familiar figure appeared at the entrance of my healing center. It was Leon. His hair was messy. He looked so lost, like a homeless werewolf. He stared at the sign with my name and photo. Then his gaze shifted to the 3 pups running out from behind me. "These are mine," he said. I nodded. "Yes, they are your pups." But then he noticed the newborn pup I was holding. "And who is this?" he asked. "This is mine and Henry's," I replied. "You have a new mate?" He sounded depressed. I nodded. "I'm happy now." He didn't share my joy. His eyes filled with despair as he stared at me. "Do you hate me?" I didn't answer. One of the pups, Sally, ran over and handed him a drawing. "I drew you. You look sad." "Don't be sad," she said. The drawing showed a man with his back to the viewer, crying against a wall. He looked down at me. "Are they gifted? You thought I was an omega. But I'm not. My pups are all gifted." Sally can sense emotions, even if you say nothing, even if you're a kilometer away, she can feel it. "But they are my pups now. I don't want to see you again." After he left, I heard he got drunk at a bar and shouted, "She was supposed to be my Luna. I'm her alpha. She should be mine." After she left, my company collapsed. I'm nothing without her. I knew he wouldn't give up easily. The next night he was at the entrance of my mansion. "Carla, come back. I'll be with you. You're my forever Luna. We have 3 pups. You should be with me." "Why didn't you tell me you were pregnant?" he begged. "I never would have let Lisa seduce me. These pups are mine, not yours. They'll never know they're." Father Wolf was such a failure. He lunged at me, his claws nearly grazing my neck, but my bodyguards rushed forward and held him back. He stared at me. "Carla, we can start over. Did you think of me when you were in bed with my twin sister Lisa?" I asked. "Did you ever want a real family with me? You destroyed everything yourself." He froze. "You saw that?" I nodded. "You lied to me, and now you've lost me." He knelt at the door for hours before my guards drove him away. I never heard from Lisa or Leon again. Rumor had it she left Leon for a warrior, who took over the company, and banished Leon from the pack. But without my healing formulas, the company was already in debt. they turned to illegal werewolf drug trades, and eventually, they were arrested. My assistant told me Lisa tried to contact me, calling herself my sister, but she was irrelevant to me now. I sat on the balcony of our mansion. My 4 pups played and laughed on the grass. Henry stood beside me, kissing my forehead softly, his arms wrapping around me. I felt the warmth of a mate who truly loved me. I felt pure happiness. I was grateful I had chosen this new family, instead of clinging to the past. Henry respected me. He didn't make me his Luna, but he was my most loyal supporter, putting most of his assets in my and the pups' names. I'm not Lisa's replacement, not a useless Omega or a housewife. I am Carla, an excellent healer, a great mother and a happy she-wolf.